been meaning to make this video for some time. I'm going to make it here. I'm going to make it as succinct as possible, but I'm just going to go into, like, in our lives, I'm going to give you the top level number, okay, and then I'm going to go into it. So first of all, we have 2 houses in California. We rent them out. Those expenses that are related to that are all fixed. So that's a fixed thing for us. In terms of how much we've saved in terms of changeable expenses, things that actually are affected by being in France, as I look at it here, it looks like $6,000 a month. You heard me right, $6,000 a month. That's how much we are saving by being in France versus our costs of being in California. Now, I got to be fair and accurate about this. I got to be honest about the fact that we're not living the exact same lifestyle in terms, like, we were in a country, we were renting a country because we rented out our house. So then we rented a place and it was like a country home, but it was like on 92 acres of vineyards. It was pretty nice, for 4,000 a month. Now we're spending 1,400 euro a month. So it's like, yeah, whatever that is, close to $1,500 a month. So that is huge. But we also went from a much bigger place to a smaller place. But then again, on the other side of it, we're on the sea, which is pretty sweet, in the best neighborhood in Nice. So, lifestyle wise, it's a swap out for me, because we're upgrading in some ways, we're downgrading in other ways, but anyway, so that's a big one. We are saving all the money on cars because we don't have a car here. We don't need a car here. It's not an issue. Public transportation, everything is great. We can get everywhere we want to go, even if we leave town. There are situations where we might potentially need a car, but we could always rent one, and we haven't needed to one time yet, and we're 7 months in. So just saying, we've been able to live our lives, get on trains, get on buses, no problem whatsoever. So, I don't even think we've Ubered in this town. Anyway, pretty cool. And the tram here is amazing. But so going beyond that, we also have the health insurance situation. So total health insurance, extra health, because Kaiser for 3 of us, plus the extra, that doesn't cover everything, if you know. So we had extra medical expenses. Then we had like supplements, prescriptions, whatever. So we were up to almost 3,000. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Is that right? Hold on. I gotta double. Yeah. I can't believe that. Like almost 3,000 a month, like 28 to 3,000 a month on health and medicine related stuff. And that's not even counting vets in California. Now that number is basically closer to 1,000. The carte vitale, if you can get the carte vitale without having to get, how do I say this? The visa requires, when you get the visa, you have to have medical, like emergency insurance for the duration of the visa, at least with the tourist visas. There may be other visas where you don't need it. I don't know about that. So I have to factor that in because I got to compare that. For us, that was like $400 a month. Anyway, we save basically around $2,000 a month by my calculations on the healthcare side of it. So that's like a third of the savings that we have every month right there. Food is another savings. I would say we're saving $300 to $400 a month on groceries based on what I have on my spreadsheet here. Dining out is probably the area of least savings, just because we're in the south of France, we're in Nice. Restaurants aren't cheap, but definitely they're cheaper. So we save probably about, it looks like about average of $400 a month we save on dining out expenses. Hair and nail salons, they're cheaper here. I would say that's, well, like the whatever, I don't know about the haircut stuff, the hair salon experience. That's more my wife's category, but I'll just say she was like, this would have cost like 2.5 times this in California for like the hair experience, whatever. So that's all I've got on that. I know the nails are cheaper as well, by a factor of probably like 30-40%. But anyway, there's definitely savings there. What else do we have? Utilities. So water, garbage, electricity, internet, total of, oh my gosh, it was often, wow, that's insane. It was often around $1,000 for all that a month in California, sometimes even more. So anywhere between like $850 and 1,000. Now in France, it's $225, $250 at worst. That's everything, including internet and everything. Yeah. I kind of skipped over the auto thing too fast earlier. I should just like enumerate that because you're just so you're thinking about it. I mean, you have the cost of maintaining the vehicle. You have the cost of if you have to store the vehicle, if you have to pay for that. If you're one of those people that has to like put your car in a garage, obviously electricity or fuel. In our case, it was electricity for the car, charging stations for Tesla, etc. And then you have your auto insurance. And then vehicle registration fees. It goes on and on and on. We don't spend a ton of money anymore on like things like wine. We don't really go out and drink so much, but we have occasional wine. It's definitely cheaper here. We spend half of what we spent on wine in California here per month, but that's not like a huge savings, but it's just nice because when you want to treat yourself, it's especially if you're buying it in a grocery store. If we go over to Italy, especially, it's just way, way, way cheaper. I mean, I'm a big fan of, unfortunately, I have very expensive wine taste. So when I do buy wine, I like nice wine and I can't drink anything else, admit it. And so when I get I can get a Barolo here for like 29 euro. And a Barolo in the United States would be like $80. So that's crazy. It's a good one too. Brunello, Barolo, those are the ones that are, or French wines like Chateauneuf de Pape or Saint Emilion. It's, yeah, like half the cost. So yeah, $6,000 a month. No, nothing to sneeze at, right? And I have to tell you that if you had just said, hey, you're gonna go live in France and I'm gonna experience what I've experienced, what I experience every day in terms of quality of life improvement, and I paid the same amount as California, which obviously I don't want to, but I would consider it an upgrade. Like I feel upgraded in my life in all ways, and you know that if you follow me on this channel. But the fact that we're saving $6,000 a month is just like beyond gravy on top. It's, yeah, like I breathe easier, and it's part of the lowered stress for sure. It's not the whole thing, but that's in the background somewhere. Is that I don't feel like we're hemorrhaging financially by living in California the way we were, and that also means like I don't have to work as long towards if I want to retire. I don't have to work as long, or at least I don't have to grind that way, and all these things that affect, I know everybody, not just me, but everybody who's experiencing these cost of living issues in the United States right now.